$5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now. That's purple, and this is purple. Thank you for joining me. You're getting a $1,400 third stimulus check in your bank account. But after that stimulus check, what comes after that? Nothing comes for a while. In fact, the third stimulus check items after the $14 stimulus check have a lapse. There'll be a delay until the next item hits your bank account. That's why you need purple. There's a lot of money available for you under second stimulus. Free money. Whether you make less than $45,000 a year, whether you're a single mom, whether you're a single individual, whether you're on SSI or SSDI. Thousands of dollars, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 money right now. You need to get that money because after that stimulus check lands in your bank account, you're going to need more. And I'm going to show you how to get it right now. It's a big day, and millions of Americans are waiting for that $14 third stimulus check to land in their bank account. It started landing on Friday, more landing on Saturday, and more land on Monday. But what I'm always concerned about is the person who gets the check and doesn't think past the check. There will be other bills, and other bills need to get paid. And this is purple that shows you the available money for you in addition to the stimulus check. This is second stimulus that has fortunes of money that was set by the federal government for you to get. And I'm going to show you right now how to get it. It starts with rent. There's $5,000 to $10,000 of rent you can get from 6 locations to start. Let's go over them and get a pen and paper because I have a lot to cover in this recording. Rent is available at your state housing authority, your state hall, your county housing authority, your county hall, your city housing authority, and your city hall. What do you ask? I need rent assistance because of COVID. States are given about $350 billion to provide to you for rent assistance. This is if you are low income, middle class, any walk of life, provided you need assistance because of COVID. Those are the key words. Again, state housing authority, state hall, county housing authority, county hall, city housing authority, and city hall. How much does it pay? Generally pays 3 to 6 months of rent. How much can you get? About $5,000 to $10,000. This is a lot of money. So why would you not get it? There's a next item, and that's utilities. You can get utilities from your utility company. You reach out to them, whether it's water, heating, electric, heating, oil, or gas, and say, I need a utility assistance because of COVID. Same words, just utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. How much do they usually pay? A couple $100, a couple $1,000. Next, SNAP. What's SNAP? SNAP is money for food, and that SNAP has been increased by the President of the United States. It pays a lot of money. It pays for normally a family of 4 in Hawaii about $1,400 a month. Now it's about $1,600 a month. $1,600 a month? Well, over 12 months, that's about $15,000 to $16,000. $16,000. Yes, that's in addition to the $5,000 to $10,000 of rent, and addition to the couple thousands of dollars for utilities. Clearly, in only 3 minutes into this video, I have you far in excess of $10,000 you can get under second stimulus. And we've just started. You see why a $14 stimulus check is important to get. But after you get it, or even before you get it, I want you to get this money as well. 2021 is a year in which you aren't tracking checks, but cashing checks. You may want to track when the $14 stimulus check lands in your bank account, but after that, you got more bills. And what I can do is help pay those bills. I can't help fix the roof, and I can't help fix the car. I can't pay the vet's bill, and I can't put a new scooter in the driveway. But I can certainly help pay your electric bill and pay your rent bill. And this is purple. Let's continue. But first, if you've not subscribed, you need to subscribe because purple's ever evolving with a lot of things additionally that I have to show you how to help you get. And let's get to those new additions right now. First, missing stimulus checks. If you or anyone you know is missing a first or second stimulus check, the way you do it is you file a 2020 tax return. It's voluntary to file a tax return if you don't have to normally do one. So file that 2020 tax return and request on the line, I believe it's line 30 or line 40, that missing for first or second stimulus check. Now, in addition to that, what else can I help you with? If you think in a few weeks from now, not today, but a few weeks from now, that you're missing the third stimulus check, you can do the same process as well. Stimulus checks are not yet missing, but consider this option in the next few weeks if that's actually you. Unemployment. Let me give you a fix for that as well. If you had unemployment payments in the year 2020, well, guess what? The third stimulus check package provides that the first $10,200 that you received for unemployment is tax-free in 2020. So this is another fix that you can get. How big a difference could this be? It could be a very big difference. Let me show you an example. Let's say you got $20,000 of unemployment assistance in the year 2020, which included UI and FPUC, and you went and paid at a 40% tax bracket. Let's use an example. You would have paid close to about $8,000. Well, guess what? The first half of that, $10,000 was tax-free. So you should have paid nearly half that amount in taxes. And that's a big tax refund. So ultimately, you need to go to a tax preparer to make that fix. What else can I help you with? Well, IRS needs to know your children exist to get that $3,600 or $3,000 of the child care tax credit. And so if you have not filed a 2020 tax return or have never declared that child as a dependent, you need to fix that as well. Child care tax credit as well. If you have child care costs, you can deduct up to 50% of them for one child, up to $8,000 under third stimulus, $4,000 for one child, or $8,000 for two or more children. Finally, hazard pay. If you worked as an essential worker and are 19 years or older and made less than $25,000, you can claim an essential earned income tax credit, which is $1,500 on your tax return of 2021. All right, so in addition to rent, utilities, how much else can you get for SNAP? Well, SNAP also now has other provisions which are nationally based PEBT. PEBT was increased by the president by a series of executive orders and now is at $155 a month. So this is a big add-on. But when you look at SNAP, when you look at utilities, and when you look at rent combined, you are far in excess of $10,000. But needless to say, there may be someone that has problems finding it. If you can't find it, then reach out to the national nonprofits. Those include United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, and St. Vincent de Paul. They can help you get rent assistance and utility assistance and even mortgage assistance. Again, that's St. Vincent de Paul, Catholic Charities, United Way, and Salvation Army. Now, if you've done all this and you're still having problems finding the rent, utilities, assistance, and similar, then reach out to the community page, which has even more volunteers than ever before. They're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They're viewers like yourself who have stepped forward to help others get that money. They respond in about 24 to 48 hours, and they're there to help you get this rent, utilities, and more. Hit that subscribe button, and here is a little bit about the community page, and I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. It's a big afternoon with a lot of excitements. Thank you for staying with me. And more money available across the board. In this recording, I'm going over the big money that you can get in addition to a $14 stimulus check. You're getting a $14 stimulus check. It's going to land in your bank account next week electronically if you're set up for that. But there's other money available for you. So why would you not get that other money? Rent, utilities, food, and internet, that's over $10,000. Just covered that one. But I got more money for you as well coming up. But first, if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Also, like this video. If you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. One of the things you don't hear in that commercial break is that we've added a lot more of volunteers. During the commercial break, one of the viewers said, I reached out to a volunteer and I didn't hear back. Well, try again. There's now a lot more volunteers on each of the platforms, and some of them are actually in the live chat right now, so they may actually see your comments as well. Thank you for staying with me, and let's get to the other details. Next, oh, and also stay to the end of the video because I have a big surprise for you if you've not heard. Coming up next is unemployment. If you were unemployed any time in 2020, you can raise your unemployment benefits. And how does this work? It's what I call escalated benefits. It's a term that only you and I use, but your state doesn't use that terminology, so don't use it with them. What are you doing? You're taking your 2019 tax return and giving it to your unemployment department and saying, hi, I want to see if I qualify for more weekly benefits. That's all you ask. I want to see if I qualify for more weekly benefits. The reason you're doing this is because your state starts you on the base level benefits. They don't know you made more money than that. And when they look at it, then they'll be able to pay you more money. So send them a copy of your 2019 tax return and say, hi, here's my return. I want to see if I qualify for more weekly benefits. And how much more will you get? Let me go over all the details. First, if you made over $18,000, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $50 a week, or over 30-something weeks is about $1,500. Bam, right in your account right now. If you made over $20,000, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $100 a week, or about $3,000. Bam, right in your account right now. And if you made over $30,000 in 2019 and were unemployed for 30 weeks in 2020, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $300 a week, which is about $10,000. Bam, right in your account. My goodness. This is in addition to the other money I've covered in this video. Yes, and countless viewers of this channel have gotten that money. Finally, EIDL and PPP. There's a lot of money available for people that they don't always grab, and it always surprises me. Why would you not grab it? There's money for PPP and there's money for EIDL. PPP has its great things and EIDL has its great things. Let's go over it. PPP is great because, one, it's free money. It starts as a loan but turns into a grant. Second, I like it because you apply with the online banks like a Fundera, Cabbage, and if you don't fill out the application the right way, they help you. And finally, it's just easy breezy. Why would you not get it? It's free money. Just go get it. One of the messages I always tell viewers for PPP is apply it a couple places because one may say no and another one may say yes. Finally, EIDL. I like EIDL for other reasons. One, I like that it pays really fast, and two, it's just great money to leave as a safety blanket. The way the EIDL works is it is a loan, but it will remain, you can leave it in your bank account for 11 months. And after 11 months, look at it and say, you know what? I don't need it anymore. We're out of the pandemic, but it was a nice safety blanket in case something happened. You can return it, all the money, no interest, no principal due within the first year, and no early repayment penalty. And away we go. And with that, let me turn over to the room and answer anyone's questions that you may have from today's recordings. I want to thank all the love with the people in the chat today. There have been some really, really nice people, but along the way, there have been some strange comments from some people. One of the videos earlier today, someone said, you're avoiding my question. Just admit you're avoiding my question. No, let me explain how the set works here. Here's the camera. Here's me. In front of me is an enormous control booth, which operates all the production of the show. And to my side is a monitor that has the chat function of the show. If you see me looking here, I'm not always looking there. And sometimes I can see out of the side of my eye a color coming, like a super chat, which is green or blue. Sometimes I can't see it. Sometimes if I lean back more, I can see it a little bit more. And so this person's comment was, you're just not answering my question. No, it's a black screen and with white lettering. And unless there's anything particularly unique about that person's question, I can't necessarily see it unless I'm literally staring at it. So that was that thing. The other thing is whenever there's a commercial break, that's usually the best time to drop your comment a lot because I might see it because I'll look over and see what's going on in the room. So right now, I saw some blue coming. In this case, it's a large set of blue. There's a lot of blue coming. And it's from Ricardo Hernandez. So even if I'm sitting here or sitting back here, I see all this blue happening. And clearly that is a super chat. So thank you, Ricardo Hernandez. So unless I'm staring like this with no peripheral vision, I will have seen that from Ricardo. But if someone's just typing, hi, LALATE, give me, say $12 ice cream, I don't see it unless I'm staring right at it. So that was in regards to that person. I'm avoiding answer. Oh, the person said I'm avoiding answering the question because I don't know the answer. Maybe I didn't know the answer. Maybe I was avoiding. I don't know. I just didn't see the question. So is there SSI and SSDI? There's a push for SSI and SSDI in the fourth stimulus package. And you're getting your third stimulus check with everyone else. Thank you for that question. There was a person named Art who is saying some not nice things about the volunteers, but they're absolutely wonderful people. There is a volunteer in the room and I see they're connecting. So that is great news. Hopefully the two of you connect. So that's wonderful. Jacqueline says, hello, LA. Hello, how are you? It's okay. We still love you. Where's the reoccurring stimulus, says Brian. Great question. So a series of Democrats in the Senate are pushing for reoccurring stimulus checks. Did I say the Senate? Senate and the House are asking for reoccurring stimulus checks. That would be for everyone. Absolutely. Great question, Brian. Thank you for that. We're in Virginia. Are we? Oh, no, we are in the VA. Are we getting a stimulus check? Yes, they're on. So your stimulus check will be arriving. The only proviso is that you're not dependent on someone else's tax return. And that's about it. It arrives based upon the bank you have. What happened to new businesses? That's a great question. We really don't know what happened to new businesses with this president. He had promised for a new business grant, and it's just not in there. They're saying March 17th. Did your checks go out? So is that the third stimulus check going out? No, or is it on March 17th? So if you have not, here I am. I covered so many things on the channel today. So if I'm repeating something for some viewers, my apologies. While this has been covered before, the March 17th date is much of nothing with the exception of the following. A series of banks have said they are releasing the funds on March 17th, so they're releasing the funds on March 17th. They have the funds. All the banks have the funds. Banks have already released funds to some of the viewers of this channel. But if your bank says March 17th, then it's March 17th. If your bank doesn't say March 17th, then there's no significance to that date for you. But that's a great question. Thank you for asking again. If I was a dependent, I don't receive a stimulus check. Correct. If you are a dependent, the stimulus check does not come to you. It comes to the person who you appear as a dependent on. Arizona didn't pay the $300 of FPUC this week. What is up with that? There may be a delay. And this is what we've seen before. Thank you for that update, because I have not heard any of the updates about FPUC. That is good to know. There may be a delay for some states. And someone just commented the same thing. There may be a delay. Our bank says March 17th. Okay, wonderful. So at least your bank is giving you an explanation. Has anyone gotten their stimulus checks in HR block? They have. One of the viewers has as well. I think she may have said that. I think the viewer actually is in the chat. What about hazard pay? For Donna, for hazard pay, it is the earned income tax credit of $1,500 in the third stimulus package, which is if you made less than $25,000 and you're 19 years or older. John, will we get all the 3 checks at once? If you mean it's a household of 3, yes. You'll get a check for the value of 3. 17th, they just haven't seen anything from SSI and SSDI in, I couldn't see that comment, it went too fast, sorry about that. I've heard there was a delay on mine, someone says. I don't know about that. I have a stop loss order put on the stocks. Oh, I would love to hear which stocks those are. Someone just said. Will they go off my 2020 tax return for the stimulus? That's a great question. They will go off of your most recently filed tax return. So yes, if you did file a 2020 tax return, they're going off of that one, provided the 2020 tax return is not processing. A lot of people have 2020 tax returns that are still processing. Even though they filed them, they're still processing. So if it's still processing, they won't go off of it for now because they have already moved on. That was a great question. On my UI, it says my last check is April 5th. Will that date change? Yes, that's a great question, Nicholas. It will change. Wall Street, Alicia, my kids have a lot of stocks. How bad? It depends on which stocks they have. Ultimately, they need to be very careful because we're going to be in a very volatile moment coming up. Gary Lapointe, hey LA, I get Social Security railroad benefits and a VA pension, and both are direct deposit. But I have gotten my 2 stimulus checks by paper check. So will I get my third by paper, or I don't know? Gary's question is a really good question. Where am I? I am here. So Gary's question is a really good question. He is on VA pensions, but his first and second stimulus checks came by paper. Let me use this as an example. And I don't know if this is Gary's situation, but I'm going to modify the example a little bit. Let's assume Gary receives VA benefits electronically, but his first stimulus check came by paper and his second came by paper. Where will his third stimulus check come by? My advice to someone that has that situation is it could be paper, electronically, or it can be debit card. It'll likely be paper, but what we've seen in the last stimulus package is IRS said, we just choose which one we want to use. So they actually said for people who are set for direct deposit, some may get it by paper. So what I've always advised viewers is for about 3 weeks after a bill becomes law, which was last Friday, watch the mail very carefully every day the mail comes, and don't be quick to throw away spam mail, because slid inside the spam mail may be an envelope with a IRS debit card, which you have never seen before, and you may think it's spam or junk mail. Take your time. Net result is don't presume it's electronic. It may come in the mail and you don't want to throw it away. And trust me, I've had viewers throw it away. Trebiers, mine last came by card. And I showed on viewer, I showed on camera. Do I have it here? I don't have it here. I showed on camera last time the envelope for the card, and it surprised a lot of people. No one had seen it. Can the stimulus check be taken for private debt? Let me go over that question, because that was a big topic earlier today. We had a laugh about that one. If you haven't paid your telephone bill this month, you're behind $20 on your telephone bill, can they take your stimulus check? No. If you had a cell phone company about 10 years ago that was awful, awful, bad cell reception, everything, you got rid of them and you refused to pay the last bill of $40, and that's all that ever happened of it, and they send you a bill every month for $40 and you don't pay it, can they take your stimulus check? No. If there was a person uh, let's use another example. If there was a water bill that you once got, and you don't like the water bill, you think it was $10 too high, and so you dispute it with your credit card company, and it's still being disputed, that $10 water bill. Can they take your stimulus check? No. None of these situations can they take your stimulus check, and yet people have used this confusion, and I'm referring to the direct deposit. No one can take a paper stimulus check, which is a whole other discussion. As to direct deposit, none of these they can take a stimulus check. For paper check, they can't take it at all. I filed my taxes already for 2020, but my wife hadn't worked for over a year. Will we get one or two checks? That's a great question. Now, I don't want to get too personal here, but I don't know if you just got married in the last year. So oh boy. So this is my favorite example in which I always use. IRS doesn't know your love life, so they only know what you tell them. So if the last time IRS saw you in a tax return was when you were single, and they still think you're single, and since then you have appeared on Real Housewives and been divorced 4 times, IRS does not know that. They don't watch TV. They only know what the tax return says. So it has to be a processed tax return. So if the IRS thinks you are still a single man, and so you will get your own stimulus check, and your beloved wife, who they think is still single, or maybe they think she's still married to someone else on his tax return, we'll get a separate check as well. That was a great question. Aflac stocks. Goodness, Aflac stocks. I would not advise buying Aflac as a stock. Aflac is it is not a reopening play, nor is it a tech bellwether. But it's really not some place you would want to be at the moment, but it's not a stock that I particularly track. So I cannot give you advice about that particular stock because I've not tracked it. But you certainly want to be careful about your position and when you started that position. And there we are. And wow, what a big day it is. Who can take the stimulus? Only people that can actually physically go into your bank account. If someone can physically go into the bank account, then that is the person who can go in and take it. If no one can go in your bank account, then no one else can go in and take it. What about taxes owed? Back taxes can be, the stimulus check is subject to back taxes, but not to take it from the actual bank account, which is a little bit more confusing. Remember, when we're talking about stimulus checks, we're talking about two things. A stimulus check, which comes by a check, a paper. No one can take the physical check. The check is here. You have the check. No one can take the physical paper check. But if you're one of the people who is asking questions about things being taken and you set it up for direct deposit, first of all, that was a mistake to do that. But if you did set it up for direct deposit, then it has to have someone who can physically go into the bank account. If there's no one who can physically go in the bank account, then the question is you don't have to worry about. It's not an issue of concern. And needless to say, I think I've killed that as a dead pony as much as I want. I really need help. So since I got SSI, I need to get unemployment because I have my own business. I got a first and second stimulus check, but will I get my third? Yes, you will get the third. And also for that viewer says, I really need help. So since I'm on SSI, watch, if you did not watch this whole purple broadcast, rewatch it and then reach out to the volunteers. They can help you if utilities is more. And Hawaii is making everyone on PUA do another fact-finding document. Is this just Hawaii? I would be careful about that. Let me explain. Where am I? In California, they did that in December. When this first stimulus ended and we're going into second stimulus, California asked people to do stuff, and then they said, oh no, that was a mistake. So I would reach out to your unemployment office if you're unsure what that document was. This is not the first time I've seen that question, so that's a great question. And so thank you for joining me, and here is the big surprise. Guess what? But tonight, return of your old favorite, Evenings LALATE. One of the original shows on this channel returns tonight to this channel. Thank you, Wanda, for becoming a Purple Hawk. Evenings LALATE returns tonight with a new show, new broadcast, and it'll be on this channel. So join me as Evenings LALATE returns to LALATE, along with Early Mornings LALATE coming back again tomorrow morning. Thank you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and stay with LALATE for more.